how fucking brutal are those piano solos for guys like you and me to sit? Like when you see people in tuxedos, I was talking about on the podcast last week, people in tuxedos and they're sitting there and they're watching some dude on a violin or like a piano solo and they're making believe like they're into it. You're not into it. You cannot be into it.
You can be,
no
but
fucking
like
way.
it's the scene that you shouldn't be into. But listening to a musician playing any instrument at the top of their game, I could listen to that all day long.
Oh, so
I'm not going to sit there with ruffles on with a big fanning myself.
Right, and going, like that.
I'm still going to dress like the yeah. I'm going to take out my lighter.
Yeah, like you came out and said, if I listen to the guitar, the piano solo, I die, whatever the fuck. I was rolling when I saw that Monday morning. I lived for that shit. People don't know that. Thing? The Grammy thing. I was fucking rolling. Bill, you have just been the thing about that they
I wasn't saying that was a bad piece of music. It was just a hell of a fucking thing to have to go. Like, that's the comedy thing. And like, we're all out here because all those babies died and we're going to raise money tonight. All right, your first comedian. It's just like, dude, what the fuck? We know why we're here. You're killing me.
Well, you're in therapy. That's a good fucking thing. But
yeah.
What I did find out with therapy is if you're just going in there and emptying your brain every week, but you're not actually working on it, it's like it would be like sitting down and talking about working out
with your trainer.
Never going to the gym.
No, I'm like 12-step program. I like do the whole deal. Doing the whole thing.
All right.
It's like exercise. You got to do it every day. You release your resentments every night. I write out who I'm mad at and who I'm holding resentment towards on my little app.
How's it working
out? It's going pretty well.
You are fucking wound tight. You are fucking. You know what? I never noticed. I don't think I hung out with you because we're always at the fucking store and we talked for like 10 minutes. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I would not want to make you mad.
No. Benton had to see it.
I had a buddy of mine the other day. He's one of these guys all the time is saying, Bill, that's not, Trump isn't racist or fucking, that thing where that guy went in and shot those Asian women or people at the
massage parlor.
At the spa, yeah. I don't think it was racially motivated. It's just like, I was just like, all right, dude. It's just like, do you understand how funny it is that you're going to tell a race of people that you're not what their feelings should be? Like, I always love the white guys going, yeah, Trump isn't racist. It's just like, so somehow all of those black people are getting their own experience wrong day to day. But you as a white person who has never been them and had to deal with a white guy like that, you have the inside scoop. And I think that that all people do that, including these so-called woke people.
And then,
I used to say,
I thought you were going to start singing a song right there. That would have been perfect.
You think so?
The Louis Changed the World song.
I had this really bad habit from just growing up in the 70s in the Midwest. Like when I was in the edit bay working on Community as late as 2010, I would say, take that back. What's this? See this? That's gay. Get rid of that. Like I was still doing that. I kind of had to like. There was a sea change during these last like 5 years. Like I like had to and then I found out what it was is I shouldn't be saying that anyway, but I found out the editor was gay, and realized I had been nonstop using that word just to mean like
lame,
dumb,
lame, stupid,
retarded,
stinks,
you know.
Yeah.
And then I apologized to him, and then the way he accepted the apology broke my heart because it was like he was like, yeah, that word just reminds me of a lot of stuff, and it was like, oh god, like that really like
woke
about
me up. Gay though, it's like it used to mean happy, and I was really happy, right? Sure. And you never heard them complain when it got hijacked, like the really happy people didn't like protest against people. Like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah,
that word used to mean we're really enjoying our day. Well, you guys turned around and took it.
Yeah, you got to find, like, what fascinates me is like basically the first 16 or 17 years of my life when I never, I took a couple sips of my, stole a beer there for my dad, but I never really went out and tried to get drunk until I was like 16 or 17. But I went for like a decade and a half. Like I was straight edge, you know what I mean? And but the thing was,
you told kids you were straight edge. You're like, I don't drink.
No,
I'm good.
No, just out of being a kid. It's not like your first 10 years of your life. You're like, fuck, playground, man. I need a drink. And it's just not where your world is at. And the thing was, it's Pandora's box. Then once you catch a buzz, then it's just like, oh man, this is this other kind of living. And it's you know, I didn't understand that. I was kind of using that as like I'm not saying I'm never gonna fucking drink again, but I had to like, I kind of just had to like step back and just be like, all right, because you know the reality is I got a kid, so I just didn't want to be that. I'm like,
yeah, you don't want to be drunk when your kid's around.
My fucking Lou Grant with a bottle of whiskey in the, remember that on Mary Tyler Moore show? She'd have a rough day and she'd come in and
I don't remember the whole show.
I can explain it to you.
Yeah.
If I can explain it to you. This fucking guy just I don't know what that is. All right.
No, I believe it.
I don't know. And the second I started to explain, like, I don't know the whole show. All right, I get it.
I believe
That's that comic ADD. Like, I don't want to I'm not into it. I don't want to hear it. I got it. Your show. Go ahead. Continue.
I remember. All right, let's talk about old shows then.
We don't have to. It was so funny how you bailed twice on that. You
Patty Duke. What about that?
You made me feel like an asshole. Like that was the 15th time I fucking brought it up. Sorry, no Mary Tyler Moore. One of the great ensemble fucking cast of all time.
I do know she just died recently.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to bring up a more positive story about the show, but yeah, it's the second time. I bring up fucking George Michael. What was it, an AIDS event? Some sort of gay thing?
Oh, I didn't say gay, bro.
But why did you say AIDS?
Because he had AIDS, man.
No, he didn't.
Did he? Jesus Christ.
No, he didn't.
Dude. Well, people have been saying he did.
I think you are confusing it with gay.
No, I'm not. I didn't know he was gay. I knew that apparently he got AIDS in a park. That's what I heard. And
no, he blew a guy in a porta potty and got busted for lewd activity.
Oh.
And then, he had a little fucking, he liked getting a little buzz at the end of the fucking day, and maybe it got away from him. I think that's what happened. But like what I would like to focus on was how amazing his voice was and how talented he was. And I performed and stood in the same spot that this guy did.
Yeah.
That's what the point was, not what he died of.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
And I wish it was.
What happened in your life? Who'd you lose early on? You're really into death.
Well, no. I mean, I remember listening.
You don't want to get to know Mary Tyler Moore because you're afraid she's going to leave you too?
I remember listening to George Michael on the school bus when I would go to school. And I felt like, and I would always sit by myself.
Did you feel like you were going to catch AIDS by doing that? Some sort of airborne HIV through the fucking radio? I mean, bro, I was holding it up to my ear,
I could feel my ass.
In a roofless school bus. Whatever the windborne radio AIDS was going to get me. Well, yeah, and also, like, there was no crumple zones back then. It was just the engine went into your chest. It's not like a fucking, modern-day car where you can just hit shit and bounce. I mean, people still die, but I'm just saying, like, those... Yeah, like, you take...
I'd rather die, I think.
Yeah, you're in a... Yeah...
Like a fucking champion.
Well, it depends. It depends.
Yeah, maybe like if it's a nice day, I would. If it's boiling out, I think I would.
Well, it depends on what my injuries are going to be. All right, here we go.
Let's get a lady.
This is the first person wearing a shirt, I believe.
That's our audience.
All right.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Theo. This is Marissa from Raleigh, North Carolina. And so, Bill, I heard you say on, I believe it was Joe Rogan's podcast, that you really like the film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and you've seen it several times. And I know Theo said that he walked out halfway through it. So I was just wondering maybe if you could talk about why you loved it so much, and Theo, why you walked out halfway through it. Anyway, gang.
Well, this is where Bill and I don't talk anymore after this.
No. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. I absolutely fucking loved it.
I heard on your podcast you say that you loved it.
Oh, my God. Dude, it's the best work Leo's... I mean, Brad Pitt's great. First time you watch it, I was just like, I want to be like Brad Pitt's the guy I want to be.
Yeah.
And then the second time I watched it, I was like, oh my God, I'm just like Leo's character. I have an emotional fucking mess. Well, I don't know what part you walked out in. But
I walked out after they went to that house for the first time, after they met the old guy, and they were in the yard, and then his car had a flat tire. Oh. And at that point, I was like, I got to get out of here. I don't know what these guys are doing. I felt like it was just kind of a waste of, I don't know. I couldn't get into it, and I didn't know what was going on. And it made me feel uncomfortable. I was like, I got to get out of here. Because I started to feel like everybody knows what's going on, and I don't know what's going on, I guess.
Yeah, that's for you and the therapist, buddy.
Yeah.
If that happens to you at the fucking movies. If you think the whole movie theater gives a shit about whether...
No, I don't think
were you making like audible noises that you didn't... Huh? What? Oh?
Oh, my God.
That's the only way they would know.
Fuck, man. I didn't know I was so fucked up, man.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
No, I really didn't.
You do.
I didn't have the insider track, man.
You do.
I really didn't, though. I really didn't, man.
I'm not going to sit here and try to talk you into that masterpiece. It's one of my. It might be my favorite thing.
That's what you
done.
said. That's unbelievable to me. You remember that show?
Oh.
Remember that movie, Dream Team? Probably one of the best movies ever. Remember Michael Keaton?